What is there to say about the conclusion to the Godzilla anime trilogy? Well, it made me more excited for King of the Monsters. I've already reviewed both of the other movies. Basically, to sum up those videos, I thought they had some good ideas, great animation, and an intimidating design for the monster, but were ultimately long-winded and boring. Unfortunately, this one suffers from the same issues. The characters are flat and much of it is bogged down with exposition. Though it does have some interesting philosophical ideas, others are told in a pretentious and somewhat ridiculous way. Although I appreciate what they tried to do with this movie and this trilogy in general, I like that they tried to do something different with the monsters. The concept of humanity returning to a post-apocalyptic Earth to take it back had a lot of promise. I didn't even mind the liberties that they took with the characters. I particularly like this movie's introduction to King Ghidorah as a Lovecraft-style god. I also appreciate the idea of making it more character-driven, but the only issue is that the characters aren't strong enough to drive this movie. I had a little hope for this movie when Ghidorah showed up. While the first two had virtually no action until maybe the last 15 minutes or so, in this one the action started almost halfway through. Could this possibly mean that this will be a more action-packed conclusion? One that uses animation's ability to make everything happen without it looking cheesy? Nope. After a moderately exciting scene of Ghidorah attacking a spaceship, we finally get to the fight between Godzilla and King Ghidorah. And it sucks. Look at this picture. This is the entire fight. Ghidorah's head just bite Godzilla and hold on to him for a long time while he mostly just stands still and the human characters talk about how he's losing. The action is mostly confined to the main character having visions, a scene which plays out more like a montage. It's somewhat interesting, but not enough to save this movie, and the whole sequence ends in an anticlimactic fashion since what happened before may have implied that the fight was actually starting to pick up. It will make you long for the kinetic action sequences that ended the other two movies. Even though they were virtually identical, they were at least fun enough to watch. Also, the ending is kinda dumb. So, Godzilla Planet Eater is a disappointing conclusion to a disappointing trilogy. It's not interesting enough to enjoy the slow parts, and even the more intense parts are also slow and uninteresting. This is not why people like these kinds of movies. They want to see monster action, or at least more interesting plot and characters. While this was an admirable effort, it was still a dull misfire.